Good morning. It is day 94, and look at this sunrise that we got going here on High Point Road in the Bridle Path. Man, this makes you feel amazing to be alive. And it's not just because NVIDIA earnings are buoying the market this morning, but like, oh my God, look at this. I mean, who's got it better than we do? Nobody. That's my Jim Harbaugh impression for this morning. Okay, another place where I'm in front of the former home for a guy named Robert Hertzkovich, the Shark Tank guy. And so he made his money investing in technology companies early. He has this house here in this part of the Bridle Path, sort of like on the, it sort of backs onto Drake's backyard. We're sort of like one street over from Drake's. Um, so Robert used to have lots of parties here. Lots of famous people used to actually rent this house out because he'd be flying off around the world. Mick Jagger apparently loved coming to this place. I can't see it now because it's um, covered up by the hedge. But one of the interesting things is that, here you have like one of the, well, I mean, all the houses are nice in the Bridle Path. You got like one of the nicest places behind this gate where fancy celebs came. And then what do you have right next door? Well, you have a Regina George's place where they filmed across the street. But right next door, look at this. This is Robert Hertzkovich, is a neighbor. And unfortunately, this is another side of the Bridle Path, okay? There are a lot of stories, less so now, but definitely all growing up as a kid when you used to drive through here. People used to buy houses and run out of money halfway through building them or finishing them, and basically would, you get have to pass them over to the bank. So you'd see a lot of stories like this. So the difference sometimes in life between wealth, celebrity, fame, and heartbreak, is this close. Okay. And that's sort of how this market has felt just in the last few weeks. Yesterday, before NVIDIA earnings, we had despair. It feels like we had a good 3 weeks worth of just gut-wrenching drawdowns and negativity, and all of the shorts on Twitter were emboldened by that and out in force, telling us how brilliant they are, how AI is a total bubble. They called it all along. They're going to be the new version of Michael Burry in the Big Short 2. They're going to be celebrities. They're going to have famous actors like Christian Bale play them. The short sellers in their underwear at home crowing about how the market is just in the tank and it never should have been as high as it was, and people were fools like Eric Jackson standing in front of Drake's house and all the rest of it. So those people have been silenced this morning and are gone into hiding again. They come back as soon as the market dips another 1%. They'll be back telling us how they were right all along. But NVIDIA came out with these blockbuster earnings and basically silenced all the critics who've been shouting that AI is a bubble and there's no payoff from this, and it's just circular spending, and it's global crossing redux, and how could everyone fall for it because they're so smart and everyone else is so stupid. Well, I guess they're wrong. I guess it's not Global Crossing 2. I guess it's not the land of CLEX and kind of building out infrastructure that nobody wants or needs. They're actually customers for AI. And that's how quickly sentiment has flipped. And so I wanted to mention one more thing before we go here, which is that I tweeted out an image of Carvana's stock price from the December 2022 lows up to current, including the recent all-time highs of $413, which is about 6 weeks ago or so. And I forgot this. I did not know this, but in that whole run-up, so from the bottom to the top, that was a 118x bagger. if you caught it right at the bottom at $3.50 in December of 22, okay, and held it to 413. But and today, and on days like today when the sun is coming up and everyone's optimistic, it looks like it was a straight shot from December, the bottom to the top, but it's never a straight shot. And there are tons of these like gut wrenching moments in the climb along the way. So I counted 11 times between the bottom to the top, where there were drawdowns of between at least 13%. And in one case, I think it actually was something like 60 or 63%, if you can believe it. 11 times. That works out to once every 3 months. There was a major drawdown in holding Carvana. Most people didn't. That's why most people didn't cash out at 413 and buy a house like this. It's a feature, not a bug. And in order to have a house like this, or generational wealth, or buy your truck in Kodiak, Alaska, or whatever you want to do with your money, you got to own the future, not rent it. You have to have conviction, stick with your thesis, and don't get shaken out by the shorts.